The aliens and UFOs are coming.
Qué padre se ve.
Una esfera.
¿La acercaste? Pero de aquí no se
Aquí
ve.
la estoy viendo.
Wow.
Actually, they're not. That is just an observatory over Mexico, as of course people were telling us. It was a massive metallic UFO orb spotted in Mexico, but in reality, it wasn't. We still, by the way, haven't gotten any kind of legitimate answers from the government about that New Jersey drone scandal that happened last year, as now Donald Trump has actually come out and contradicted his own administration when it came to the disclosure of what actually happened here. Now, did Donald Trump slip up, or is this a part of a deliberate disclosure, massive plan that is in the books right now that will be exposing something big and huge here? That's a question that I think is worth asking here, as U.S. intel agencies, the FBI, are allegedly preparing for a massive alien transdimensional disclosure. I'll believe it when I see it, to be quite honest with you, since, of course, we were lied to about the first kind of drone scandal over New Jersey. We'll go into great details about that. And we got some very, very timely, interesting comments from Tulsi Gabbard, J.D. Vance, and Donald Trump that just came out and said some very surprising, bombastic things. Now, is there extraterrestrial life here in America, in the world? Probably. I personally believe in interdimensional creatures. I'll tell you why in this particular video. And if you enjoy these type of conversations, subscribe, click the notification button. We always greatly appreciate all the time you get to spend with us. Now, Alex Jones is talking about breaking exclusive. Something big is about to happen. We keep hearing that on the internet a lot, but he specifically is talking about how a top researcher is talking about how we are going to be getting UFO secrets. How they were also talking about Project Bluebeam, also important to talk about here, as of course a lot of people are saying, hey, you know, if we're going to war game all this, we could absolutely talk about how there could be the use of alien disclosures as a way to obfuscate from, you know, that pesky Epstein list, from all the division in this world in order to bring the worlds together to create a one world loving, caring, and such a sincere government. So anything and everything is possible here, as we have to understand here. Just a few days ago, we got news of a rare interstellar object the size of Manhattan that, according to Harvard scientists, could potentially be an alien probe. All of this as the new Transportation Secretary, Sean Duffy, literally is announcing plans to build a nuclear reactor on the moon. Yes, you heard that correctly. Yes, NASA, studying fusion power sources on the lunar surface for years, is set now a new aggressive time frame to develop and deploy a working version of a nuclear reactor on the moon. Why do we need a nuclear reactor on the moon? Well, there's many kind of explanations to why they're choosing to do this. Is, of course, a major power source on the moon would allow it to be a major transportation hub. A major transportation hub out there into the universe. Of course, if you're able to supply a place with unlimited power, you're able to, of course, explore. You're able to, of course, expand its understanding, as there's individuals like David Icke that literally already call the moon a military base. Is that what we're building, or is that what is going to be disclosed to us that has allegedly already been built? What in the world is going on here? Well, now we have these latest comments from Donald Trump that have absolutely muddied the waters and have really confused a lot of people. Because if you remember the drone scandal, right, in New Jersey, there was all these drones. FAA's, I don't know what's going on. U.S. military, I don't know what's going on. Reports of drones going into Bedminster and all these other larger military installations. First, it started in the UK over a major military installation there, and then everyone's like, "What the hell's going on here? These drones are coming out of water. They're defying laws of physics. What the hell's happening?" No one gave us an answer. Trump's like, "I'll give you an answer. I'll give you an answer." And then during his inauguration, he was like, I'm going to give you an answer. And then Caroline Leavitt came out. I don't know if she was wearing the cross or not, but she told us, no. Guys, don't worry. They were FAA drones. FAA. I'm like, mother trucker. You were telling us specifically that the FAA didn't know what was going on here. Now you're telling us they did? And it was FAA drones for scientific purposes and other reasons? And other reasons? What were the other reasons there, Caroline? We're asking. We're waiting. We're still not getting all the details here. As now President Trump in a sit-down interview came out and once again bewildered everybody with this statement saying he can't reveal who operated the mystery drones over New Jersey, as you previously gave us an answer to who was operating the previous drones in New Jersey. Make it make sense. Make it make sense.
I wanted to ask you about drones. We had the issue in New Jersey before the election where there are all these people thought UFOs or an attack of the killer drones. And I believe you're doing something about.
Yeah.
What are you doing?
I know who. I can't tell you who it was and what it was, but
yeah.
I can't tell you what it was, who it was. You previously told us what it was and who it was. Why can't you? Why can't we get the details here? I'll play the rest of this clip. Before I do, I wanted to tell you about the bestpoliticalshirts.com, where you can get shirts like the one I'm wearing right now. This says Epstein didn't Epstein himself. Even people in Poland here understand what it is, and I've been able to find like-minded people and start up conversations with Polish people that are usually very kind and cold and keep to themselves with the shirts that I'm wearing on the bestpoliticalshirts.com. We also have a lot of shirts regarding UFOs. And this, I think, is perfect here. This is our UFO shirt, and it says, UFOs are the next PSYOP. We released this a while ago, and we released this right before, I think, the New Jersey drone scandal. And who knows? Who would have thought? We also, if you type in alien, this is another good one here, and it says, I used to believe in aliens before the government told me to. Another great shirt that you can get on the bestpoliticalshirts.com that are going to be very fashionable, probably in a few days or weeks or months from now when we get actual, real, legitimate disclosures. Again, getting the shirts is not just a badge of honor, but it's also a way of speaking your truth. It's a way of being who you are to your truest form and not hiding it from anyone. And I can't recommend that feeling enough. That feeling of like, this is who I am. Take it or leave it. All the bad people that shouldn't be in your life start leaving your life. Oh, who would have thought? I think that's a good thing. You want the good people in your life that actually are connected and understanding. And a lot of people don't have friends now, sadly. This is the way to make new friends. I'm serious. And this is how boomers do dating websites. Dating websites, trash, horrible, awful. Wear a t-shirt. Go out there into the world. We have women's t-shirts too. If you're 18% of the women that watch this show, check out some of the women's shirts. We got some great women's shirts available to you as well. Now, let's go back to this Donald Trump clip, which I think is important. As again, he literally said, I can't tell you what it is, as you told us what it was. I can't tell you who it was and what it was. Why can't you? I'd love to tell you, actually, but it's not up. And then he stopped saying. He stopped saying stuff. It's not up. It's not up. It's not up to who is above the President of the United States? Who is above the Commander-in-Chief of the U.S. military? Who is more powerful than the President of the United States? Probably the shadowy secret swamp monsters and deep state behind the scenes. Yeah. Okay. He says, quote, it's not a big deal. It's not a problem at all. Sure, it looks like a big deal. And this is the same guy that told us the Epstein list is not a big deal. I don't know, bro. I think it's a pretty big deal.
Yeah.
I can't really tell you. I'd love to tell you, actually, but it's not a big deal.
It's
but,
not something frightening.
No, but I just, so obviously it's something that I know about, and it's not a problem at all.
It was legal.
Oh, yeah, that was legal.
Not frightening. Now, this could be, again, more saber-rattling against Russia, against China. Tulsi Gabbard also came out and is talking about Pod Force 1 as she came out and said that she believes that there might be aliens out there, and there's still a lot more questions on those New Jersey drones, because there is. I was one of the few independent media journalists that when the Trump administration gave us that weak answer, I was like, they're lying. They're not telling us the truth. And again, everyone was still in like fever pitch love. Like, I can't criticize this. I can't, no. And I'm like, look, we're supposed to be journalists, right? We're supposed to tell the truth here. And I was like, okay. They're telling us that it was the FAA. I mean, and I made a video about this. You could go back. And I criticized this administration for not telling us the truth and thinking that we were stupid kids. And I was like, hey, I don't agree with this. They're lying to us. No one else really called it out. Everyone was kind of too afraid or too in this kind of lovey-dovey mode in the honeymoon phase of the Trump administration that clearly now a lot of them are not in. But this is what Tulsi Gabbard saying the same thing. J.D. Vance is saying the same thing all at once. What's going on here?
Is there anything, we've had some declassification of some very strange videos that look like they are, unidentified flying objects. Is there anything in the files that you think you could find or you have found?
Nothing that I'm prepared to talk about today.
Ooh. Nothing that I'm prepared to talk about today. Hinting, it's probably something big. It's probably a big disclosure. Now she's not. Why are we being teased like this? Okay? You're the government. I pay you. You steal my money. You steal a huge portion of my money. Do not dangle disclosures. Why are you dangling disclosures? Tell us what the hell's going on. I pay you. My money's going to you. Well, I can't tell you now. Stop it. I'm sick of this. Epstein files on my desk. It's going to be big. You guys ready? Bam! Shut up. Go away. And I'm like, what the Family-friendly show here, okay? DNI chief, not prepared to talk about it. Why? You're talking about being the most transparent administration ever. Be transparent. Kathy Hochul now, governor of New York, came out, and now she's asking Trump for power to, quote, disable nefarious drones before, quote, it's too late. What in the hell is she meaning here? What in the hell is she talking about here? As, of course, the drones were flying over New Jersey. As now, this two-page letter comes several months after the tri-state area was hit with number of mysterious, large, unidentified flying objects, and they were not civilian drones. And again, other podcasters, I think Tim was like, oh, yeah, it was just I'm like, Tim, what are you doing? Timple, what are you doing? No. Do not redeem it. Do not believe it. It doesn't make sense. It doesn't add up. So Kathy Hochul might have gotten some information, might have had more incidences, might have had another situation where they're like, oh, they're coming back. What's coming back? Who is it? And then, of course, you have J.D. Vance here, confirming that he is personally leading an investigation into the UFOs. And again, we get this little tease like, oh, woo, look what we got. Woo, look what we got. You don't have it. You don't have it. I have it. And I'm just sick of it. I am sick of it. I'm sick of this nonsense.
The other thing is there are stories that I am particularly focused on, in part just because you talk with your buddies about it. Like, I'm obsessed with the whole UFO thing. What's actually going on? What were those videos all about? What's actually happening? I haven't gotten to the bottom of it yet, but we're only 6 months in. We've been very busy. That's actually the August recess is in part me going to try to dive to the bottom of the whole UFO thing from last year. So
I mean, you got to have us back.
Okay, I'll let you know. I'll let you know.
I'll let you know. Yeah, buddy. I'll definitely. No one's being told nothing. We're just getting teases and these weird statements from the government. And listen, I kind of said this facetiously. I'm like, we're going to get alien disclosures before we get the Epstein files. We're at a point in the situation where that is becoming more and more likely. Michael Tracy here points out how J.D. Vance finally went on a podcast again, but it was, quote, the Ruthless podcast, which is hosted by Republican PR operatives. Not one question was asked about Epstein, the issue that has dominated U.S. politics for the past month. Instead, Vance discussed football, hiking, and Sydney Sweeney. Oh, how sweet. Oh, how relatable to the average man. You know, you got to roll up your sleeves there, buddy. And you got to go out there and be a hick there and change your accent there for a little bit. And then you get the plebs to vote for you. Is what I see with J.D. Vance. As a Palantir, what's this guy? Peter Thiel puppet. Now, Joe Rogan, again, was talking about this stuff too. And I don't think a lot of this stuff is coincidental. Now, what is this? Is this advanced military capabilities? I mean, that's one particular option. I think it's worth discussing it. David Icke is having a field day here, of course, like he always has, as he just came out and says, I've been saying this for 30 years. People can laugh all they like, but they will have to face the truth eventually. In fact, they already are with the world that they live in. Every man takes the limit of their own field of vision for the limits of the world. Arthur Schopenhauer. The reptilian level is actually only part of it. There's much more. As he posted this meme talking about how former U.S. Navy engineer and pilot William Topkin spilled the beans before his death. Draco reptilians own the Earth. Humans are slaves. The moon is giant ET controlled and command center camouflaged as natural satellites of the Earth. Humanity has been lied to about everything for thousands of years. Again, this is all the internet is now. I literally was just I just scrolled down. I didn't plan on showing you on this. I didn't. Oh goodness, golly gracious. And again, if there are alien disclosures, I think this is going to be the response here. Aliens come. Hey, are you shocked? Man, I got a lot going on lately. That's true. That's true. Now, listen, if there ever was a perfect obfuscation effort to make people stop talking about the Epstein files, this administration could come forward. But of course, if they do come forward, a lot of people, this is a dangerous gambit, right? Because let's just say, again, we still don't have any definitive answers on what happened in the New Jersey case. And there was other incidences before. Defying laws of physics, coming in and out of water without facing any kind of resistance, huge objects. Some of them had lights on, some of them didn't have lights on. A lot of contradictory type of stuff here. Were they hunting and looking for radioactive activity? Or radioactive isotopes? Is that the case here? Were they testing out the capabilities of U.S. Defense Command or how the United States would deal with certain kind of incursions? As, of course, the Chinese are developing drones like crazy. The Russians have huge manufacturing plants for the Shahid drones that they're predominantly using in order to go after all of Ukraine. The United States has announced a lot of funding. And even when the United States temporarily stopped financing Ukraine, they were still financing an $800 million drone project. That probably was their sabotage truck drone attack that went after the Russian nuclear fleet, aerial fleet. Now, let's war game this a little bit, because I think it's important to war game and to kind of speculate here, right? Aliens, 1. Advanced military tech, 2. Foreign governments, 3. What do I think is the more likely type of scenario and case here, especially when it comes to these like UFOs? For me personally, I do believe that there are, I believe we are in an energetic kind of plane, and there are multiple dimensions, and we only resonate and see and interact with limited dimensions, but I think there's other dimensions, and I think in those other dimensions are other creatures and entities out there that are sharing our kind of energetic worldly plane. And whether those creatures or entities are interdimensional, or they're holographic, or they're from a plane of reality that our consciousness still hasn't conceived or even understands, or potentially might even transcend after we kind of pass away. Whether they're from there definitely is something underground. There definitely is something underwater. Now, Catherine Austin Fitts talks about how the U.S. military has huge underground military installations. And with the trillions of dollars that's missing, that would explain where they're spending a lot of the money on, as these huge mega underground facilities are kind of a safe haven against asteroids, against volcanoes, against a lot of major incidences. Of course, they could sustain themselves. Plus, if you're wanting to set up a base on Mars or on the moon, which we know Elon Musk is very much concerned about, when you're developing and working on stuff like that, what better way to test it out than, of course, see if a self-sustainable type of environment is capable underground? And I think those projects have been in the works for quite a while. Now, I'm kind of stuck. I'm like 70%, 65, 70% assured interdimensional beings, entities that are not human. And then I'm like 30%, 35% U.S. advanced military tech. That's my. But listen, if it was advanced U.S. military tech, Donald Trump wouldn't be kind of hinting at it, unless he's trying to obfuscate from the Epstein files, which all of this could be true at the same time. Everything I just mentioned could be true. I want to make a prediction. I think, and this is my spidey senses and people I talk to and whatever, I want to make a prediction. I think we are going to get a massive alien disclosure that is non-human this year. That's my prediction. And I think it's going to change the way we live in this world forever. Are the aliens artificial intelligence? That's another question. Let's figure it out down in the comment section below. Thank you so much for subscribing and to buying a t-shirt. Again, t-shirts are cheap. Wear it with a badge of honor. I love you guys. Stay tuned for more. All here exclusively on youtube.com/wearechange.